totalitarian.
Tear down this wall.
Challenger, go and throttle up.
This week in history. A panorama of the events and people that shaped the modern era. In the week of January 15th,
So help me God.
President John Fitzgerald Kennedy is sworn in as the 35th President of the United States. Across the frozen tundra, a new group of explorers try to learn the secrets of the world's last wilderness.
Look at me way up high, suddenly here am I, I'm flying.
And Hello, Mary. Peter Pan goes around the world with the popular American musical Hello, Dolly.
Haro, Tokyo, Mataharo, Tokyo, Mina.
Mary Martin on tour. Now, here's our host, Stone Phillips.
This week in history, the face in focus was a woman who graced both stage and screen, the American actress Mary Martin. And she was taking her show to Japan.
We start every job with the highest hopes. Look at us in San Francisco months ago when we started this tour. We're like children off to a picnic. Hello, Dolly was chosen by the State Department to represent our country abroad, not only because it is a great musical hit, but because its vitality and sprawling good humor are so typical of home, and yet so universal. Our arrival in Japan was all excitement, like firecrackers, a whirl of color and sound.
Hello, Miss Martin. Welcome to Japan. I'm John Rich, NBC News, Tokyo.
The Takarazuka Theater is a wonderful theater to play in, and the crew who built the sets from our designs did an excellent job. They may speak in different tongues, but they create in the same language. The bustle of rehearsals and the suddenness of opening night with its last-minute crisis are the same everywhere. When everything is said and done, and combed and brushed, and dressed and painted, it is the actor alone who is left to do the job. Backstage, I was so nervous I had butterflies, Madam Butterflies. Then suddenly, the reason for it all, curtain time.
Dolly. She's the one the sisters recommend to sing the dynamite sister. Once it's just snatch him up, don't forget to bring your baby back and she'll match him up. Go on.
Dolly Levi. That's right, Mrs. Dolly Levi, born Gallagher. Social introductions, ladies and gentlemen of excellent family, introduced under the most respectable conditions of elegance and refinement. Object matrimony. I have always been a woman who arranges things for the pleasure and the profit it derives. I have always been a woman who arranges things like furniture and daffodils and lives.
Yes, it takes a woman, a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh, yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet things in life.
Haro, Tokyo, Mataharo, Tokyo, Minasana, Utsukushiku, Ninikite, Ureshi, Subarashi, Tokyo, Wakadimasu, Tokyo, Mada, Hatten, Shiteru, Miyako,
We've got elegance. If you ain't got elegance, you can never ever carry it on.
Alamo, remember the Alamo. I regret that I would like to give for my country. In the words of Lincoln, one if I land the zero by sea, yes, that's just that generation. Oh, Stonewall Jackson.
It went well. We had communicated as performers. Now I wanted to reach the Japanese more personally.
Dolly, you're still growing, you're still growing, you're still going strong.
Now, will you sing Do, a dear, for me in Japanese? All right?
Years after Mary Martin brought Hello Dolly around the world, Americans were beginning to be seen less as goodwill ambassadors and more as cultural imperialists, especially by much of Europe's youth. Berlin was one of the hot spots. The year was 1968.
Americans were, in a way, the father figure for Germans after World War II, and sometimes when you grow up and find that daddy is not all that perfect, it leads to a little bit of an adolescent crisis. And in a way, that was the texture of the rebellion in Berlin in 1968.